Congratulations to LSU on the 42-25 victory in the national championship, completing one of the most dominating football seasons I've ever witnessed from a team, from a quarterback. It's just absolutely amazing. Congratulations to Clemson on a fantastic season as well. You fought your butt off. We're up 17-7, but you got Joe Burrow, and that's nothing to be ashamed of because the entire college football world got Joe Burrow at Orgeron. I bet USC is regretting that decision now. But it's just absolutely amazing the fact that one scheme change and the fact that all the kids bought in and executed the offense and the team scheme to perfection all season long. Absolutely amazing. The records that they broke, you should just rename the record book the LSU book. And all the awards, they might not have enough trophy cases to fit it all, but the one that they really care about is that national championship ring, and they got it. So if I get some of these incredible, mind-boggling stats wrong, I'm sorry, but I'm going to try. First of all, Joe Burrow got the trifecta, winning the Heisman Trophy by a landslide, perfect season, undefeated, and then the national championship, the cherry on top. He broke the record for most passing touchdowns in a season, 60, most TDs, responsible for 64-ish or more, I'm not sure. Most touchdown passes in a BCS college football final game, with 5, most all total touchdowns rushing and passing in the championship game was 6, and all the touchdown passes were dimes or darts, perfect, just what they needed to be. If I was AJ Green, I might rethink my trade demand from the Cincinnati Bengals, because this guy has all the tools and more. He's like a kind of Tom Brady-ish and Patrick Mahomes-ish in one person. And I realize the college game is different, and it'll be interesting to see how it transitions. But those dimes and those darts will transition no matter what team you're facing. But I think down 17-7, there was just some sort of switch that flipped for the LSU offense, and I think it was establishing Edwards-Helaire a little bit, and then they were able to get separation from the Clemson corners, and Jamar Chase had himself like a Devontae Adams-esque game, 221 yards, two touchdowns, and dropped a third, but it was okay at that point. And then Thaddeus Moss, the son of Randy Moss, the Hall of Famer, showed out big time. 2 touchdown catches, great catches on key third downs as well. Justin Jefferson did his part. Marshall caught a jump ball at the end to seal the victory. Edwards-Helaire, tough runs all night long, but yeah, 7th, and then Joe Burrow with some key runs, especially on 3rd and 10 with 21 seconds left, no timeouts. He was able to gash the Clemson defense for 29 yards and then stick one on Thaddeus Moss after getting drilled by the Clemson leader and linebacker Sorsey, I think. Bruiser, he was ejected for targeting later in the game, so that affected them. But they didn't let the beginning of the game, the bad field position that Clemson set them up with, and the inaccurate throws, they didn't panic. They just stayed with the game plan, and once they got going, it looked like the Kansas City Chiefs had started to play, and it was just absolutely incredible. For Trevor Lawrence, it was not a game that he won't be happy with it, obviously, but it wasn't all his fault. in the first half they did pretty well, but in the second half, 5 for 14. He was just high the entire game, it felt like, but it wasn't all his fault. As I said, his receivers weren't getting separation, and T. Higgins did not have the dominating performance they needed to keep it close at all. He was dealing with some hamstring stuff, I think, that kept him out during a period of time during the second half as well. They tried. They emptied the playbook maybe a little early, but they got off to that fast start, and you thought maybe, and then the second half started with 2 3-and-outs by LSU, and then a touchdown by Trevor Lawrence, 2-point conversion. It was down to 28-25, and then it just kind of imploded from there because that explosive offense, a key 3rd and 11 to Chase on a screenplay, kind of got that wheels going again. And then I forgot to mention the 3rd and 19 pass interference. It was underthrown by Joe Burrow, but actually that was a good thing because it forced the LSU defender to go into him, setting up the touchdown before half, just to get them up by 11 after trailing by 10, and they hadn't trailed by double digits all season long. And then it just kind of, as I said, fell apart from there. And I think the LSU defense needs more credit than they got this season, because Stingley had a fantastic freshman season, 6 interceptions, and it was clear that Clemson was not going to risk throwing the ball that way with Stingley, and that basically eliminated one side of the field. And given that the Clemson wide receivers could not get separation, it was Katie bar the door, and then a late fumble just kind of really put a stamp and a cherry on top for LSU. But one of the most, as I said, dominated seasons I've ever seen as a fan, and congratulations. It was so much fun to watch. Best of luck to all the players, because I'm sure they will be in the NFL playing on Sundays, and I'm sure their draft stock skyrocketed. But congratulations to Ed Orgeron as well. Sticking to it. Believe the dreams come true every day, because they do. LSU, this was a dream season for you. Celebrate, and can't wait till next year. But that means one thing and one thing only: one step closer to baseball season.